on, you guys? My name's Morgan and welcome back to another video. So for today's background group, we have Elle and we have Ace and Mr. Marble. So you can see Mr. Marble's head, but that butt is Elle. So it's been about a month since I lost my significant other. So I guess I kind of wanted to touch bases about how we were doing and how everything's been as far as the dogs and I go. So I think the last time I made a video, it was about a 2-week update, and today is April 26th, if it matters. And as somebody pointed out last time on one of my videos, it mattered when I did a video and when the video came out. So I just want to say it's April 26th right now. And we're specific about time, it is 1:34 p.m. So it's been about a month since I lost my significant other. And for the most part, we're doing all right. Now, I do have some days when things are very, very challenging for me. And I have some days where I just don't want to get up, but obviously I have to with the dogs. And if I didn't, the dogs would make me get up. So there's that. And it does help a lot that having the dogs has really balanced me out quite a bit. Now, we did have another significant loss. As a previous video stated, we lost his uncle on the 19th of April, right before Easter, which was very hard. We honestly thought he was going to get better, so it was very tragic that he didn't get better. So, having so many losses in a short amount of time, a short time frame, is very, very difficult and is not fun. Just to put that out there, it's not fun. It is actually kind of miserable. So, for the most part, for this entire time, I've been putting more time into the dogs, which I already put every day into the dogs, but when I went to bed, I would leave the dogs in their weenie shed. Well, now, as you can tell, the dogs have moved inside and things have significantly changed. And obviously, it also comes with a lot of cleaning, a lot of housework, a lot of everything, keeping everything neat, tidy, and organized. And obviously, surprisingly, it's actually gone really, really well. I think my biggest problem right now is having things on the counter. Like, I have the puppy stuff for their go-home bags because they're going home May 9th. So I have all that stuff on the counter, toys, blankets, things like that are actually going to go home with them. So I think that's my biggest thing, is having things on the counter. I spend a lot of time cleaning, which obviously that's going to happen. I've been taking care of myself a lot better than what I had in the past. I struggle with depression and mental illnesses. I have really bad PTSD, but thankfully things have been getting a lot better. Again, I put even more time into the dogs, a lot of time into training for November and December's dog show and events, because we have an event that Ruby will be entering for her first ribbon, as well as Cappuccino will be entering, possibly Brecken, depending on how he reacts to that, because now Brecken's up on the recliner. Maybe some of the other dogs, possibly Chubby, if we can get his attitude straightened out. And since he is neutered, he is allowed to enter. I just have to get him AKC registered because he could be a part of the Canine Partner Program like Ruby is. Ruby is spayed, which makes her eligible for the Canine Partner Program. But obviously, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy to take care of the dogs. So I don't always think about it. I don't always have to think about it. So it has made a difference. But then you have the significant family drama that comes with the loss of somebody that kept everything together, which would have been his mom and him. So the problem with that is his sisters have caused a lot of drama, and a lot of chaos in my life have brought in a lot of drama, as well as his cousins spreading a lot of rumors and starting a lot of things that I particularly don't care to be a part of. But I end up hearing it through the grapevine, and it ends up landing on my doorstep. So honestly, once this is all over, once this lease is over, I plan on moving, and I'm not going to look back. The only reason I have not done that right now is because one of his sisters know where I live. So that is a significant problem for me. She had showed up to my house plastered, as well as, don't even get me started, but she was impaired significantly. Luckily, it was not her driving, it was her daughter driving, but she drove her over and she was impaired. Not the daughter, but the sister was impaired significantly, which brought a lot of problems into my house, as well as her reactions to handling Zero, which I should have known better than that. Zero was his dog, so she wanted to interact with Zero, which I should have known better than that, but here we are. Now, as of now, they are not welcome. Nobody is welcome at my house. Having the dogs inside just gives me an even better excuse of why people can't come over. And I don't want anybody to come over. Now, if it did come to that, I could put the dogs outside, such as if my mom were to come over, I could put the dogs back in the weenie shed, which is still fully set up for them just in case they had to go outside, such as, I guess you could say if we had a power outage, it might be easier to set up the weenie shed for that compared to having the house set up with the generator. But then again, you know, we have the nursery puppies in here, so it's kind of hard to say which would be easier. But for the most part, you know, putting a lot of my time into the dogs has helped significantly. There's a lot of things that have been coming out of the woodwork that I was unaware of that have brought a lot of chaos into my life. So I have kind of separated myself from it. And as a lot of people know, my marriage was very, very strugglesome. I'm not going to get into it, but there were a lot of problems in it. And again, I'm not going to get into it, but a lot of the time it was significant. So things have, I guess you could say things have started looking up for me. As far as getting the drama and cutting off the tumors of my life. And while I'm glad that things are getting figured out, it's still hard. No matter the problems we had, he was still my husband. And maybe one day I'll touch on everything that had happened so I can maybe it'll help people that have been in my position as well. But as of now, that's not something I really want to talk about while the wound is still fresh. But it's safe to say that sometimes things were pretty heinous and things were pretty bad. So, you know, while I miss him, I do enjoy the peace and quiet quite a bit because there's no fighting. I never have to worry about somebody taking anything I say incorrectly, fighting, arguing, yelling, making the dogs uncomfortable. So that does help. And no matter what, I miss him. I do. You know, the first 3 weeks were hard, and it still hasn't gotten any easier. I'm going to pick up his urn later, probably in the next couple days, I imagine. But, you know, the dogs have kept me grounded. The dogs have kept me sane. Whether it's even before my marriage, or not before my marriage, even before this, they were always keeping me sane and grounded. So I'm very blessed in God. No matter how much of a pain in the butt they can be, I'm very grateful and very thankful. And I love them very, very much. And I wouldn't change it for the world as far as having them goes. But the family drama has been a significant thing that I'm ready to be over and done with. And as soon as I move, I will probably never speak to any of them again. Maybe one or two people a part of that family. Because it had been to a point where I was not their family. And that had been made perfectly clear throughout my marriage. And that's okay, because now that everything's done and gone, there's not much left tying me to the family. Pretty plain and simple. So, you know, while things have been better, it can be a struggle sometimes, and I'm never going to be completely over. I'm never going to be completely over what happened in our marriage and the PTSD that it has caused, and the traumatic elements that have been caused into my life that have brought more PTSD onto my life that I have nightmares and anxiety and problems over. But luckily, you know, we are getting to a position where I feel okay. I do, and we're getting there. But we have so much to do and very little time to do it sometimes. Luna Freya wanted to say hello, but she's going to stay on that side of the fence. But anyways, I just wanted to give kind of a month update and touch base on it a little bit because it has actually been a month, and it's hard to believe it. It has been a month. You know, things went from being married to no longer being married, so it's wild to me. Just the whole thing and how everything happened and where we are now. Because never in my life did I dream this is what would happen. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back to normal videos as far as everything goes, as well as talking about grief and loss. Among other things, I got a few reviews to do. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you guys later.